away this time next week. We started with 8, we are now down to 4. All the seeds made in Group A. Malaysia incredibly losing 2 matches, but still topping the group by virtue of Thailand's occasional slip-ups. They finished with 12 points and won through to the top seeding in their side of the semi-final bracket. We said goodbye to Vietnam and Brunei in the group stages. And in Group B, well, Indonesia for a long time on Friday night looked like they might end up topping the group and face their semi-final against Thailand on Wednesday, but it wasn't to be. Singapore somehow, don't know how, it was an incredible matchup, squeaking past Myanmar and the Philippines now bowing out. And in terms of what that does, you can see the bracket there. It's Malaysia, Indonesia tonight, Singapore and Thailand on Wednesday. The winners of each game going through to our grand final next Sunday. And a programming note will actually be on air at 10 p.m. on both Saturday and Sunday next week. That's Singapore time, GMT +8. We'll start with the third place Singapore clash. That means there'll be one Singapore team through to the final. The other semi-final will be played on Thursday. That's between the Amigos of Malaysia and Brotherhood VN, who were awesome. Indonesia, first game is seconds away from the Bukit Jalil, and then we'll switch to the Glora for the second game at 11:30. I've told you, I've teased you with that controversial team news. The main man, Nitin Nambiar, the notorious, will run you through the starting lineups, packed full of quality, packed full of talent, but some notable absentees. No Afi D in the first game for Malaysia, and poor El Rock, he's sitting at home scratching himself. He couldn't even get a call out for either game tonight. Nitin, watching from South America, please be upstanding as we cross live to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, for a group rendition of the Malaysian national anthem, Negaraku. That's one of the best Negarakus we've seen. Michelle Lee's was fantastic, but that's a wonderful Negaraku. Good work, fellas. Now we cross from Kuala Lumpur to Jakarta. Please remain upstanding as Eblesh gives us a rendition of the Indonesian Raya.
Indonesia tanah airku, tanah tumpah darahku. Di sanalah aku berdiri, jadi pandu hidupku. Indonesia kebangsaanku, bangsa dan tanah airku. Marilah kita bersatu, Indonesia bersatu. Tanahku, hiduplah negeriku, bangsaku, rakyatku semuanya. Bangunlah jiwanya, bangunlah badannya untuk Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang kucinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang kucinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya.
Marvellous. stuff from Evlesh. Well, we had two very
Fantastic.
contrasting anthems. A couple of you on Facebook saying, what about the social distancing? Let me assure you, the screen behind us, we're very, very close to being able to cross live. Malaysia, they were wearing the yellow in the first game, so they need to change that. I believe they want to be playing in their home kit. There seems to be, even the loading screen seems to be lagging it, and it's not the most encouraging signs we're seeing on these pictures, is it?
It's okay still.
Yeah.
I don't think it's discouraging yet, but we will see as soon as they connect.
Does this mean Malaysia, having originally going to be playing in yellow, they're now going to play in blue?
I don't know which country this is. Let me take
This
a
is
look at their
Malaysia, so
names.
I think they've selected the blue kits
Yep,
for
it
this
is.
game. Right, let's go to the Bukit Jalil. As promised, we go full screen to the Bukit Jalil, and it will be Malaysia with a change of colours. I wonder if that'll affect them in the blue. Indonesia in the red, playing from right to left. And who is going to take the early initiative? And let's quickly look out for bots. I don't see, thankfully, any disconnections at this phase, which is a relief.
Not yet, but I saw two Indonesian players get disconnected at the start, but they're back now. somehow.
Razhaks inside to the area. Here's Afizari. Lovely pullback, and there appears to be a bit of a lag on this game for me, Nitin. What are you saying? What are you seeing?
It is a bit laggy, but it looks like it's affecting the Indonesians more. The Malaysians seem to be able to pass the ball very smoothly, and they look fine.
Oh, they're really piling the pressure on the Indonesians early. As Nitin's already pointed out, there does appear to be a bit of a lag here. And that, as you say, is it a given that it's going to affect Indonesia more than Malaysia?
It's not a given, but I'm just guessing, based off the connection problems that Indonesia were having at the start.
Lovely ball from Rivox. Gets it to ex-Bucky, the danger man of Larojak in Singapore, ex-Bucky. Well, that's a rare pass, but Bobby's given it away to Afi Fuero. Jacobson with a block. Ex-Bucky's got acres of space if he can get the shot away. Ex-Bucky, and he's finally crowded out of it, but there's all kinds of confusion in the Indonesian defence, whether it's lag or any other untoward activity. They're all hands to the pump right now. Devinishly's whipped in corner there, has gone all the way out the other side of the field for a throw, but it took a touch of an Indonesian, and Max Neves will take the throw, Nitin. This is worrying signs for Indonesia early.
Yeah, worrying signs for Indonesia. Malaysia look very comfortable at this point.
Oh, look at this, Razhaks. That was good defensive work from Farshar. And
Farshar.
Indonesia now desperately need to get it out of their own half for the first time in this game. We've played 10 minutes, and it's been played exclusively in Indonesian territory. Can they cross the halfway line now? They can. Here's Farshar linking up well with Jeffrin. Razhaks does well in defence, and Razhaks does brilliantly to try and get Malaysia going again. The Malaysians serving it up to Indonesia early. Here's Afi Fuero inside to ex-Bucky. Lovely skills from the Buckster. Buckster through the area, and again maybe just trying to be a little bit too cute with the final pass, Nitin.
Yeah, good try there by ex-Bucky, but again, fantastic reading from Fasha. He's been outstanding in CDM in this opening 13 minutes, doing his job very well, and nipping attacks right in the butt.
Indonesia, even taking a long time to get their throws right. There's Bobby, the last wizard, the right centre-back of a three-man backline. Were you surprised to see Indonesia go three at the back against this Malaysian threat, Nitin?
Yes and no. Indonesia have a very strong defence, so I think whatever tactic they use, they're going to be very disciplined defensively, and we have to give them the benefit of the doubt. They kept 5 clean sheets.
There's a lovely ball through. Jeffrin's got some space. Can he find a man in the area? In comes Arbnoz. Back to Jeffrin! Oh, the closest we've come to a goal, and somehow it didn't even take a deflection. It's out for a goal kick, but some encouraging signs finally for the Indonesians. Nitin Ambier.
Yep, Jeffrin and Mamating were on fire against Philippines, and it looks like Jeffrin has picked up where he's left off. His shot there, I think, cannon back off the post, so very unlucky for Indonesia there.
Into the area, and Farshar just belts it away. Well, already this game is fascinating. The Buckster showing his mettle up front for Malaysia. There is ex-Bucky, Fabian Frenzy, Afizari. Afizari to the area, gets it to ex-Bucky. He's got great skills, ex-Bucky. Gets it back to Afi. And the last wizard manages to clear. Well, they've ridden that early crisis out, Indonesia, to a certain extent. They'll be feeling a lot more comfortable. It would have been a disaster in a game of this magnitude to concede very early. We've seen some teams collapse after conceding early this season so far in one-play sports.
Yep, Indonesia started a bit slowly, but ever since about the 15-minute mark, they've really grown into the game, and they look to have taken a bit of control here in midfield.
AQL, Arvnos gets it back to the last wizard. Fabian Frenzy's dispossessed brilliantly by Afizari. Afizari looks for the option, and they time the run right. They have. Afi Fuero holds it up brilliantly. Here's Rivox, the player manager par excellence. Rivox looks for support, cuts back inside, and eventually does too much. And AQL with the steal. And can the Indonesians get numbers up here, Nitin?
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a desperate ball there by AQL.
Oh, Mama Ting getting in a tussle with KSI and KSI coming out on top.
Yeah, but I understand the rush there. You know, they wanted to hit Malaysia on the counter, but unfortunately they just didn't have enough players in good attacking positions.
Afi Fuero, Jacobson does well. Arbnos is under all kinds of pressure, does brilliantly, Arbnos. Reminder, we're still the spectre of extra time and penalties tonight. Away goals do count double, but if we get two matching scorelines in the first leg and the second leg, we could potentially have extra time. Golden goal time.
Golden goal. No, the cool guy today, but no, there's plenty of attacking talent on show, so I'm sure somebody will shine through. Again, fingers crossed there's no extra time, because I know that I know what it does to a player's nerves, and I don't think any of these players want to go through that, but if it happens, it happens.
And potentially a penalty shootout as well. We haven't seen any penalty shootouts through either the One Play Pro Club Challenge, which was a straight knockout, and we have only had obviously one knockout game so far, and that's this one in the One Play Sports C Nations Cup. Here's Rivox. Mamating, Indonesia coming back into this game for me and dealing with whatever lag issues they had early. Jefferin, Arbnos. Oh, lovely skills from Arbnos. Brilliant link-up play with Jefferin, and that's a lovely 1-2 with Arbnos to the left-hand side. AKL, this is much better for the Indonesians, who incredibly, after that slow start, are matching Malaysia pretty much on the possession count, 52-48 in Malaysia's favour.
You have those Indonesian midfielders have been working very hard to try and gain some control of this game, and fantastic to see that they have.
Arbnos has given that up though to Afi Fuero. Afi Fuero, lovely skills in the area. Afi Fuero, the last pass is where Malaysia are being found wanting.
The last pass was blocked by the last wizard there. Fantastic defending from him.
Here's Razhaks. Oh, lovely tut inside from Razhaks.
Oh,
Bucky's got it through to Afi Fuero! And Zaha showing why. He's the golden glove leader at the moment with 5, and halfway through 5.5 clean sheets. That's the closest Malaysia have come to scoring.
You have good anticipation there by Zihas, but again, I think Afi Fuero, considering the... Oh!
What on earth?
They've lost the ball!
The keeper having an absolute horror show, is it, when he's got away with it, It's an extraordinary scenes.
Yeah, that was so weird from Izul. No idea why he had to come out there. His defender could have dealt with that very easily. Again, you know, you don't want to be conceding an away goal in a semi-final, you know, because of an error.
Here's Afi Fuero. We're reaching the closing moments of the first half. Now it'll be a disastrous time for Indonesia to concede, and conversely, it'll be a dream time for Malaysia to score, because the pressure will start to go on them as they can't make home advantage count. Although first priority will be to not concede the away goal that will pile the pressure on them when we go to the Gelora Bung Karno in around about 10 minutes time for the second match. Still plenty of football to be played at the virtual Bukit Jalil here though, as we approach half time. And unsurprisingly, bearing in mind the way the Indonesian games have gone, have been very low scoring affairs for the most part. It's at the moment goalless. Here's Afif Zari. Good toil with good work tracking back, but Afif Zari still come up with it. And there's the ball through. The last wizard's got work to do. And the last wizard and Fabian Frenzy linking up brilliantly to clear the last thread of the first half that's come from Malaysia at Loftus Road, doubling up for the Bukit Jalil. Who'll be the happier after that first 45 minutes, Nitin Nambiar?
I do believe Indonesia will be the happier of the two sides, but, you know, no harm done for Malaysia. They've had a feel of their opponents, and, you know, they've managed to get in behind a couple of times, so it's promising signs for Malaysia as well.
Nice to note the referee for this one is Espen Sherbiang.
Oh, fantastic. You know, I've heard a lot of good things about him.
Yeah,
he's really top-notch.
And nice to see he's kept his cards in his pocket for the first half. No silly
cards. Yeah, he's a very calm referee.
Because we have seen some shocking red cards over the last week of Pro Club action, haven't we? Brunei getting a red.
Yeah, I know. We've seen red cards, but I don't think they've been shocking. I think it's more shocking the tackles that we've seen.
That's what I meant. I mean, shocking in terms of unnecessary, early parts of games.
Really unnecessary tackles that we've seen. You know, unnecessary mistakes always leads to potential elimination.
Second half underway. Indonesia in the red, playing from left to right. Malaysia, for some reason, playing their away kit at home in the blue, playing from right to left. And keep the comments coming on the Facebook comment section. Great to see so many of you with us this Sunday night. Oh, Mamating through! No! Mamating surely should have gone on his own, Nitin. I don't think he believed there was nothing in front of him other than the goalkeeper.
No, I think he thought that the defender was going to get a touch to that. The defender missed the ball completely, and he's going to be shouting at home.
Well, Rivox, lovely ball through to Afif Zari. Afif Zari waits for support, holds it up well. Afif Zari, that Buckster squares it back, and there's confusion in the Indonesian defence there, and they've given away a corner completely needlessly 5 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, but those things happen sometimes. I do believe that the defender tried to clear the ball, just didn't fall for it.
Oh, look at the space he's got here. The Buckster should have gone for goal, lays it off, and Zihas gathers. And the Indonesians will try and counter quickly, but Malaysia now beginning to press the Indonesian final third, Nitin.
Yep, a good start for the Malaysians here in the second half. They started pretty much how they did in the first half, full of attacking threat, and Afif Ferro got a good shot on target there from ex-Bucky's cross.
Ilman Scheibel's comparing ex-Bucky to Kevin De Bruyne. Not a bad comparison, sir, as Bobby gets it clear for Indonesia. Jefferin, AKL, not much from Indonesia offensively in this second half so far. Remember, they did go devilishly close once, and also...
Oh, that's silly.
They've given it up there to ex-Bucky. Izzle had a walkabout in the Malaysian goal as well, but they survived. Rybox to ex-Bucky. Good work from Bobby at the back from Indonesia. Are we going to get a goal in this first leg, Nitin, with just over half an hour to play?
I do believe we will, and in my opinion, it'll be coming from Malaysia.
AQL, oh, they've given it up again. That's the second time AQL's been caught out by the excellent Rybox. Afifuero sees a man out on the right-hand side. That man is ex-Bucky. Ex-Bucky to Rybox, and Bobby does well with Toiled. But they can come again now with SHB. Here's Razhaks. They're just needing to find the key to unlock this Indonesian defence. Can Bucky do it now? He's taken it on too far. That'll be a goal kick. Looked promising, but broke down, Nitin.
Yeah, but I have to say the three midfielders from Malaysia, Rybox, ex-Bucky and Razhaks are doing a fantastic job offensively. And that's all because SHB sits back and, gives them that opportunity to bomb forward. So fantastic stuff from all four of them.
There's no question for me this game's being affected by the lag as well, and it appears to be affecting both sets of players. Ex-Bucky inside to Afifzari. Wonderful, masterful defending from Jacobson. But the clearance only goes as far as Afifuero. Used to seeing Afifuero playing a bit more advanced than he's playing in this game today. Aon C. Shout out to Aon C. Will be very disappointed with how things went for Maximus in the One Play Pro Club Challenge, but plenty of amigos on display, the likes of KSI, Rybox of course, and Afifuero. We'll be seeing them along with Max Nevis in the semi-final on Tuesday as Jacobson tries to get it clear from ex-Bucky. Razhaks. It's a game of attrition this now, isn't it, Nitin? Who's going to blink first?
Afifuero!
Off the post from Afifzari!
I thought Afifuero was going to get that, but Afifzari was the one who got that shot away, hit the post. So both sides have now hit the post once.
Afifuero! Just over the bar. The ponytailed Afifuero, with 22 minutes to go, comes devilishly close to giving Malaysia a prize first leg lead.
Yeah, Malaysia are knocking on the door and they're knocking hard. Zias is going to be very busy in this next 20 minutes, I feel.
If you are Indonesia, do you take the 0-0 draw now if it's
of
offered
course,
to you?
Of course. It's a fantastic result away from home.
Mama Ting having to drop deep. Does well to AQL. Can they find a telling pass here? They can. They've got Jeffrey. Where's Fabian Frenzy? AQL. Oh, lovely from Rybox. What a play from Rybox. Drifting in from left midfield to set ex-Bucky away. Here's Razhaks. Razhaks, look at this for Hollywood ball, but he's found its target with Afifuero. No one running on to anticipate him. Zias manages to gather.
Yeah, but good idea there by Afifuero, but his strike partner just, wasn't ready for that cross. Could have perhaps took a touch there, Afifuero, and crossed it a few seconds later.
AQL, is he onside? It looked off to me, and Fabian Frenzy was offside. Now just 16 minutes to go, and 16 virtual minutes for Malaysia to break the deadlock. Indonesia would be delighted if they could take Malaysia back to the Gelora Bung Karno with a goalless draw. Of course, the away goal issue then becomes a problem for Indonesia rather than as it is for Malaysia now. Are they onside here, and can he keep it in? The answer to both questions is yes. Afifzari over on that far side now. Here's Razhaks. Razhaks with some space. Can he get a cross in? Arbnos does well, and Jefferin can bring it away. And I think Malaysia are starting to run out of ideas here and how to break through this defence, Nitin.
Yep. I don't think there's much time here. They may have to create...
Oh, what a tackle that is! And Aon C has to come
up.
To Farshaw!
Oh, my God.
Panic at the back for Malaysia inside now the final 11 minutes. And all of a sudden, it's Malaysia that might be hanging on. This extraordinary game of ebb and flows this. Jefferin, well watched by SHB, and he should be able to clear.
Yeah, SHB has been doing a Kante-like job for Malaysia. He's been awesome in that CDM position. But having said that, Indonesia are pushing Malaysia, and that leads to counter-attack opportunities here for Indonesia. Afifuero was open in the box, but no one could find him there. And here's Razhaks. Afifuero!
Oh
my God, how haven't they scored?
How on earth have they not scored there? Because Zias was stranded, but they couldn't apply the finishing touch. And all of a sudden now at the other end, Indonesia have a break on. It's AQL, he's got options, but it passes it straight into the path of Shibrahigi. They're coming again. AQL, space for AQL, man to the left-hand side is Arnolds, crosses in, can they get the finish?
Oh my God, what a game, what an ending to the game.
They just tried one touch too many. Into the final 3 minutes we go. Is there a golden chance for either team in these closing stages? Ex-Bucky now. Indonesia have been disciplined, they've kept their three at the back. Afif Zari is beat to it by Bobby, and Jacobson hacks it clear, and it looks like we're going to the Galora with this game finally poised at 0-0. Is there a final sting in the tail as we enter?
There might be good defending there by Max Nevis, got it away in time.
2 minutes
under lots of pressure there.
Of time added on, and this has been a fascinating encounter. Yes, it's been lag affected. We have to be open and honest about that. But we must also shout out, as has been mentioned by Izar Rosamain, it's another clean sheet for Zahars, barring a last 30 virtual second disaster. That will take him to an incredible 6 clean sheets out of 7. And we are going to go to the second leg in Indonesia here, all square. And this will be going down as a missed opportunity for the Malaysians, Nitin, that's for sure.
Yes and no. I do believe they've come out with a positive.
Yeah, it was a bit of a concern when he went walkabout in that first
Yeah,
game.
bro.
Right, you can see we can cross lines
Right.
to Galora now. It's all about this. 90 virtual minutes. Who is going to book their slot in the final of the One Play Sports C Nations Cup 2020. It's Indonesia in the red, Malaysia in the blue, same colours as they both adorned in the first game. And whoever scores first is going to pile the pressure on to their opponents. As we wait and see, I know Nitin will be analysing the changes, if any, that have come from Malaysia. Both Nitin and I are expected to be changes up front, and that we'd see Afif, the midfield seems to be similar, and Jeffrin. And also we seem to be seeing less lag here, which is great news. As serendipity has come in for the Indonesians, I can see, but less lag, Nitin, so that should give us a more entertaining game.
Yeah, definitely the leg seems to be a lot better in this game. It seems rather smooth. With regard to changes, Serendipity is a new one for Indonesia. I do believe Yuzwans and Dian have come in at centre-back for Malaysia.
There's AQL. Oh, they've got some space on this left-hand side. If they could find their man, they can, but just couldn't get it through to try and link up with Jeffrin on Mamating, and Razaks can now bring it away for Malaysia. This game, you can see the difference the lack
good
of
ball.
lag is making. They're in the area.
Faris!
Oh, it's an air shot. Ex-Bucky recovers. And that's good wood defending from the last wizard. Goodness gracious, these are two high-quality outfits, and defensively, both have been rock solid today so far. Frenzy to Williams, gets it back to Frenzy. Frenzy into the area. He manages to find the Jeffrin. Jeffrin now twisting and turning. Jeffrin pulls it back. Frenzy to Williams. What
save.
a save from AB1, who's taken over from Izul in goal. And it's a corner to Indonesia.
Yeah, William so is another change for Indonesia up front, replacing Mama Ting. So looking positive for both sides so far, both creating chances in the opening 11 minutes.
AQL's corner is a deep one. The keeper came, didn't get there, and it's come out to Johannes. He's now got it to Jeffrin. Razaks with the block. Indonesia piling on the pressure inside the first quarter of an hour here at the Galora. Trunk ready.
Oh, good ball.
Jeffrin. Oh, Jeffrin slips his man. Still Jeffrin. Narrow angle. Why didn't he go for goal?
Oh!
Jeffrin!
Got it!
The keeper's furious. ABI's had a nightmare, and Jeffrin has given Indonesia the prize first goal in this matchup. It's now Indonesia 1, Malaysia 0 on the night, 1-0 on aggregate. It's not a disaster for the Malaysians. A 1-1 draw could take them through, but now they've got work to do. And defensively, that was a horror show from AB1, Nitin.
It was a bit of an horror show, but full credit to Jeffrin there. He showed fantastic footwork to beat two men, tried to get the cross away. Somehow the deflections came back to him, and he found the composure to toe poke it into the back of the net.
Well,
fantastic stuff for Indonesia.
Remember, a 1-1 draw is enough for Malaysia, but they simply can't afford to concede again. The way this is going, Indonesia now playing with a renewed confidence and vigour. If anything, Mamating dropping out for Williams seems to have improved them, but ex-Bucky will have a word to say about Malaysia's chances in this competition. They've been prattling on about the Singapore Causeway final for so long now. It'll be heartbreaking for them to go out in the semi-final stage. Razaks just goes to show how close this game is. A goal at the other end now would completely swing the momentum back Malaysia's way.
Agreed, but Indonesia are looking very solid. And we mentioned always the Causeway Clash final. We could be seeing a Causeway Clash third and fourth placing.
Oh, what's the keeper done here? He's had another nightmare, AB1.
Oh my God, what is happening?
And it needed Dian to bail him out of a big bit of trouble.
Dian again, another second game
Oh,
replacement.
Williams inside Jeffrin.
Oh my God.
All of a sudden, they're letting the Indonesians shoot at will. And what's the decision here? Free kick.
Free kick.
It's gone the way of Malaysia.
a real positive start from Indonesia here. They were struggling to create chances in that first leg, but they seem a lot more offensive here in the second leg, and then that's got a lot to do with Williams coming in, I feel.
Malaysia have made some changes, but at the moment, it's the Indonesian switches that appear to have lit them up after a goalless first leg. Indonesia are now playing almost exclusively in Malaysian territory. Now, what can Faiz do here? Held the ball up well, finds Rivox in support. Rivox down the line. Remember, a goal for Malaysia now could still turn this tie completely on its head. A 1-1 draw would take Malaysia through. One thing's for sure, we're not getting extra time. Razak's the last wizard, and Jacobson in the mix. And Faiz very nearly picked up. That was an unusual mix-up between the last wizard and Jacobson, knitted.
Yeah, those two guys have been solid, all throughout the competition, but a bit of a mix-up there, and they almost were made to pay.
Oh, Rivox inside. Ex-Bucky's there. Ex-Bucky touching the keeper. He needed to get the
penalty. It's a pen.
He's given a penalty.
Oh my God, away goal.
What a way to turn this game around on the half-hour mark. They can get the away goal now, and all of a sudden be in front on the night.
Is this Afif D? It is.
Afif! With his third goal of the competition, and out of nowhere, the Malaysians square it up and are now in front on away goals. There's still an hour to play here, and I get the feeling there may be some more twists and turns to come, knitted.
What a second leg we're having. I didn't quite see the tackle. I just saw a player on the floor, saw the referee running towards the penalty spot, but again, fantastic composure shown by Afif D. And he's put his side level.
Oh, the Indonesians will be furious. It did look a soft penalty at first glance. We may get a chance to see it on the replay. We may not now. Of course, if you're Malaysia, surely you've got to try and get another goal. You can't just hope to close this one out for the 1-1 draw to go through, knitting, can you?
Yep, but as in terms of how the first half has gone, Indonesia have had more chances, I feel, and if they score one more, they're back in pole position.
And of course, if Malaysia get the next goal, Indonesia would have to score twice more. And over the top come Malaysia, looking for that second. Oh, United CHZ does well in defence there, and Fabian Frenzy will try to build. Well, Afif D is putting himself into contention for the golden boot here. Is AQL.
That's a clean sheet for Ziha's gone as well.
Yeah, so it's only going to be 6 out of 8, still not to be sniffed at, of course. Fabian Frenzy inside. Here's Williams, risky. Williams, AQL! Oh. Managed to get the shot away. There's no deflection. It's out for a goal kick, and we're approaching half time with this game all of a sudden giving us 8 shots and 8 decent opportunities at that net. And the only surprise is that there's been not more than 2 goals in this first half.
Interesting to see how high Indonesia have been pressing. Look, if you look at the screen here, they've got 3 players trying to press, and it's made for a very exciting game. So credit to both sides for coming out and trying to give us an entertaining encounter.
Aonc, the left back of Maximus in the One Play Pro Club Challenge, tries to get Malaysia moving. That's a nice header from Williams. They've got numbers up here, the Indonesians. Fabian Frenzy. Frenzy looks for the free ball into the area, but Yuz is up for it. And it's going to be a throw to Indonesia as we enter the final 4 minutes of this first half. That has been absorbing, to say the least. Keep the comments coming on the Facebook comment section. LSFC, like, share, follow, comment. Oh, Rivox going back to Aonc, who eventually tidied it up.
Yep, Rivox as usual, showing good work rate up and down the pitch. The guy's a machine, as is Razak's.
As it stands, they're 47 minutes away, Malaysia, if the scores stay like this, from making their claim to a spot in the One Play Sports Nations Cup final. Indonesia, remember, courtesy of that early goal from Jeffrey in the 15th minute, thought they were in the ascendancy, but at 15 from the penalty spot, Jeffrey straight at Abby 1. And that's a relief for AB1 that Afid got that penalty, because if it had gone out as a result of that goal, the goalkeeper would have felt dreadful, because it was not the best goalkeeping in the world, the way the Indonesians scored.
Agreed, and AB1 also had a moment where he came out and
walkabout.
Yeah, that was weird, but that the last few saves towards the end of the half should give him some confidence for the second half, and hopefully he can improve his performance.
Well, we didn't get much of a chance to see the stats there. I think these boys are desperate to get back to the action. Both sides eager to see if they can make it through to the $1,000 prize, the cash game, this time next week in the One Play Sports Nations Cup Grand Final. Remember, the winners of this will await the winners of Singapore and Thailand in our second semi-final that takes place this Wednesday in the East Wing of the One Play Esports Spectrum. The scoreboard there at the far end of the ground tells the story. Indonesian fans packing into the Gelora. But I think at this point it's the Malaysians, not by much, that will be the happier of the two. And again, Nitin, another goal in this game could still decide this. The next goal, we said the first goal would be the winner. Now it's the next goal is going to be the winner, because I can't see Indonesia getting 2 more if Malaysia get 1 more. And similarly, are Malaysia capable of beating Zihars for a second time in the same game if they concede the next goal?
Agreed, and if I'm honest, I do believe there's going to be another goal in this game. From who, I have no idea. Both these sides have shown good attacking abilities, but it's promising to be a very tense and exciting 45 minutes here. So if you are joining us, stick around, you're in for some nail-biting action.
It's Indonesia in the red playing from right to left. Malaysia in the blue and white playing from left to right. And it's Indonesia with the early ascendancy at the start of the second half. They dominated really in the first half, but that penalty, which we didn't get to see on replay, put Malaysia back in the driving seat. Lovely cross, keeper comes and gets enough to it, AB1. And his punch-out goes as far as Afidi. Razaks to Afidi. He's got one runner ahead of him.
Oh, good
and that
ball.
runner's found a bit of space. Can they get it behind? They can.
Faiz is through for Malaysia!
That's the goal that gives the Malaysians breathing space. Afidi with a delightful ball through to Faiz. The finish was glorious. 52 minutes gone. And now Indonesia had to score 2 more, knitted.
Yeah, fantastic through ball from Afidi. Faiz showing incredible pace to get it behind. Good strength to hold his marker off.
Jeffrin. Bit of trickery from Jeffrin, wins the corner, but now Indonesia are really up against it. They've got to score twice. Malaysia have come from behind to lead on the night. And with the 2-1 win, bolstered by the away goals rule, Indonesia now can only go through with a win of 3-2, even if they get an equaliser here. It's still Malaysia who'll find their pathway through to next Sunday's final. Fabian Frenzy with a cross, headed away by Dion Dejana.
Yeah, good defending there by Dian Dujana and Yuzwan, who both come into lots of pressure in the second game, but they've dealt with it well, and they've dealt with the Indonesians' attack well so far.
Yeah, Malaysia have kept their composure brilliantly after going behind. Look at the possession stats. Indonesia bossing possession, but I think both teams look capable of getting the next goal. Indonesia, from their point of view, must make sure the next goal is scored by them. If they concede the next one, Indonesia will now need 3 more goals.
Yeah, Indonesia are going to need to be very careful in terms of their attacking play. They can't commit too many men forward just yet. I think the time to do that is around the 70th minute, but right now if they do...
AQL into the area. Jeffrin is Dion Dejana. This is a new expression because he's being rock solid in defence. Dion Dejana in it.
Yeah, he's been an amazing addition to the team in the second game. Really proved his worth. And yeah, Malaysia are leading, so fair play.
Serbian Frenzy tries to thread it through, but Ion C picks it up. And you mentioned it, Nitin, at the time. It's that crucial factor of Malaysia not conceding the away goal, even though they didn't score, has given them the advantage, and it's been borne out, and they'll have a corner to try and extend their lead now as well.
Yeah, away goals have proved to be key in the One Play Pro Club Challenge and C Nations Cup, and it's proving to be key here again today.
Ex-Bucky with the cross, punch, and the keeper. Maybe he took out the player as well. It's straight back to Ex-Bucky though. Another goal here, and it's all over. Space for Razaks! Great save from Zihars. Rebound to come though, and headed away.
It looks like Zihars has been disconnected actually.
Oh, it's a bot now. Good spot, Nitin. Right
Oh,
on.
good save.
Well, whether he's a bot or the real thing, Zihars pushes it wide. What a save that is. Zihars, whether controlled by human or bot, is up there with the very best pro club keepers. Ex-Bucky acrobatically cleared by United, only as far as Rivox.
Yeah, that's a shame for Indonesia, if I'm honest, because Zihars, not only is he a fantastic keeper, he's also their player manager, so I'm sure they'll be missing him in terms of communication in this match.
Here is Serendipity, the new addition to Indonesia in the second game. AQL's got some space. AQL is just muscled out of it there. And Razaks manages to bring it away. Now all of a sudden the clock is not Indonesia's friend because they need to score at least 2. Fabian Frenzy gets it to Williams. Williams risky. Can he get a shot away? Back to Frenzy. He can pull the trigger from range. Jeffrin!
Oh my God!
It's came back on. It took a deflection, but Jeffrin has leveled it up on the night. And now they need another goal to dump Malaysia out. Extraordinary scenes here at the Gelora, Nitin.
Yep, Jeffrin there, trying his luck. He knew he had an opportunity to get a shot away. And sometimes if you get lucky, the ball gets deflected off the defenders. And that's exactly what happened for Jeffrin there. It's 2-2 now. 20 minutes for Indonesia to get a third and knock Malaysia out of the tournament. As it stands now, though, Malaysia are through.
Yeah, just to clarify things, it's 2-2 on the night, 2-2 in aggregate. But Malaysia with those crucial 2 away goals, it does mean that Indonesia need to get another. And Malaysia, at what point do they start parking the FIFA Pro Club bus, Nitin?
Right now, in my opinion.
Well, are they going to invite Indonesia to come forward with a wave of attack? I saw someone predict 3-3 on the Facebook comment section.
Oh my God!
AQL, they can't turn this round, can they? Rivox is back to help out the Malaysian defence.
Hey, Rivox has been solid, man. The guy is everywhere. He's up and down the pitch, a real box-to-box midfielder.
Here's Fabian Frenzy. Frenzy from Rivox. Faiz now, as Nitin mentioned, Malaysia just trying to slow the pace of the game down. The slower the pace of this now, the better it will suit them. They need to find blue shirts with their passes. United gets the header away. Can you imagine what's going through the Indonesian camp at the moment, knowing that they desperately need another goal, otherwise they'll have to make do with the 3rd and 4th place playoff at 10 p.m. next Sunday rather than the game they all want to be in, as that's headed away by the last wizard. And that's a big hoof upfield, anywhere will do, but they need to start finding red shirts. All of a sudden, there's now just 11 virtual minutes left in this one, and a 2-2 draw will not get it done for Indonesia.
The clock is ticking. I do believe there's always, time for one more chance. And we'll see. As of now, I can see Malaysia, they're really trying to run down the clock.
Oh, is he onside here? He is. Faiz draws it back. Comes to Razhaks. And Jacobson, who's had a great night, does well to clear. Rivox finds his man in Razhaks. Now down this near side with Afifdi. The flag stays down. Razhaks with an acrobatic ball. They get to the area. Ex-Bucky! Ex-Bucky, still Ex-Bucky! And Serendipity does well in the end, and he's found a red shirt to boot. But they need to move it quickly. Serendipity headed back in. This is being played in the wrong half of the field from an Indonesian perspective.
One more chance, perhaps.
To the final 5 minutes, Fabian Frenzy. They've got to start throwing numbers forward here. Malaysia's got a number of bodies back, and Hafiz can clear. Only as far as the last wizard, who's now pushing forward. His pass is met by Rivox, and now they could be caught short at the back, Indonesia.
Oh, great defending, Jacobson.
He's had a great night, Jacobson, hasn't he, Nitin? You've got to start thinking about your man of the match soon. It's going to be a very difficult decision.
I think there's only one clear man, and I'll announce it at the end of the match, but he's just passed the ball there.
Okay, we'll wait with bated breath for Nitin's man of the match. Keeper comes, has to get this and does. Now Zihar's controlled by a bot for these final minutes. Has to go long, surely. And does go long.
Last chance, Saloon.
Can they get the flick on? It's come to a red shirt. Here's Williams. Here's Johannes. They are pouring forward here, Indonesia. It's the last chance, Saloon. Fabian Frenzy.
They're going to get counted now.
And now Faiz. Is he offside?
He's off.
He is. And they will get a chance to launch this into the area, surely. Remember, as it stands, Malaysia are going through by away goals. And it's headed away, and that should just about be that now.
No, I think one more chance.
Indonesia
Referee, come on, ref!
Go out on their swords in an extraordinary second game after a goalless first leg that gave us 4 goals. Indonesia taking the lead through Jefferin. Malaysia crawling themselves back into it from the penalty spot before then taking the lead on the night. But with 15 minutes to go, Malaysia getting a goal back to leave a very nervy final few moments for the Malaysians, but they've done enough and they've gone through, Nitin, but that wasn't good for the nerves of those Malaysian supporters watching on Facebook tonight.
It wasn't good, but when you struggle in football and you get the right result at the end of the day, sometimes your celebrations are a bit wilder, and I think that's what's happening with the Malaysian team at the moment. Having said that,